I
mean,
bro, let me tell you something. I had to wake up every morning and play positive shit. And listen to an hour of people I didn't know saying positive shit just to undo all the negativity.
Yeah,
that
it's
I had.
amazing what you store and it's amazing how that plays so much a part in self-worth.
And you don't even realize it.
And you don't realize it.
Yeah.
So I think with the record, the hardest part for me to deal with was the fame. I didn't like it.
Right.
Like I remember one time I went to the Coliseum to get some sneakers. This was like after Shit's Real was out and all that shit. And I always went to the haircut hut in the Coliseum. Yeah. With Fahim and them.
Exactly.
Fahim used to always cut my hair. I just told Lil Peter, I told P2 this shit last night. I remember Fahim would cut my hair and he'd be like, yo, you know, your hair, just before Shit's Real, he's like, yo, you know you got a crown on the top of your head, like your hairline, your hair is spins in a spiral.
Spins in a spot.
And he's like, yo, anyone that has that is a king. One day you're gonna be a king, Mike. And he will always say that to me. Whenever he cut my hair, fast forward to the day I go get the sneakers, Shit's Real is out. I stopped to talk to Fi and them. Yeah, I turned around and the whole fucking
Coliseum was
on me, bro. And it bugged me out. I couldn't get out of the barbershop. And you gotta understand, like the barbershop, there was no door, it was just an open
space.
Booth. Yeah.
You walk right in.
Yeah, you could walk right in.
You could go side to side.
So I'm like trapped in the barbershop.
Yeah.
And I'm like terrified, bro. Like I can't even lie, I was scared to death.
Right.
And I don't think people meant any harm, but it was just too much for me. And I remember like finding them niggas, they like got in front of the...
And cleared it out for you?
Just enough for me to get, and I took a cab up there, so the nigga Fahim was like,
He said he wasn't driving.
Yeah, I wasn't driving.
Yeah. You was there for a minute.
Yeah, so...
Oh, man.
Fa's like, yo, where's your car at? Where's your cab? I was like, I didn't even call it. Like, he's like, yo, we gonna get you out of here. And then a cab pulled up and he just threw me in the cab. And before he closed the door, he's like, yo, I told you you was gonna be a king. And I went home.
Came full circle.
That's where that Nas story came from.
Yeah, but I like burst into tears when I got my car. I think Irv came to the crib because I called him. I was like, yo, I just got mobbed at the Coliseum. Like my hand was shaking and I just bust out crying on some real shit. And the nigga Irv was like, Mike, yo, it's gonna be all right. He's like, yo, you gotta let this shit out. It's all right, sometimes that's good.
It's an emotional.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't like this shit.
Music is emotional, that's why I
It's
do
so
that.
crazy how
The whole
someone
business.
you lean on in a moment like that, back then, it turns into what it is now.
Yeah, you know, but it's life, bro.
You think he's upset because he feel like he should have had more involvement in your career, or you should have went further?
I don't think it's any of that. I think honestly he uses the count of songs he did as like, on some real shit, this nigga reminds me of Trump, bro. On some real shit. Because he uses that and he'll say, oh, I only produced 2 songs. Okay, nigga, but you produced Single Life, Usual Suspects, and Life and Lesson on the second album.
Right.
So what happened to the whole, oh, he didn't believe in me, he wanted to go get lost. I didn't do that for the second album. Like I said, if you wanted to produce 6 songs, you could have. If you wanted to produce 8, the beats you brought me were trash, bro. The ones you brought me that I could fuck with, that compelled me to write, you know as an MC, my nigga, that music has to tell you where to go.
Yeah.
I've never ever did a song and said, yo, I'm gonna write this and then I'll go get the beat. Especially not back then. I would hear the beat, and the beat would tell me, no, you supposed to write this to me.
Right.
So if you giving me shit and it all sounds like wooden soldiers marching, nigga, I'm not rhyming to that bullshit.
But even so, like, where does the animosity come from? Just you not picking his beats?
I think it was that. I think his true animosity lies in the fact that I think he really just tried to use me for an example of, if you don't do what I want you to do, these are the results, and I'm powerful now, and I can do this because I could just do this. So let me just have my fun with making you the example. And that's pretty much because I could see if we got to a point where he was like, you didn't believe in me, so don't be around me. Nigga, I was at Crack House. Crack Houses 1 and 2.
Right.
I was on Star Island with niggas when you told me to come out. I was up at the Ing. I was at Def Jam so much people thought that I was signed to fucking Def Jam. This is how I know Mike Kaiser and Kevin Lyles and Julie and Todd Moskowitz. And nigga Leo would be like, Mike Geronimo, I want you to come in my office, and LL has a new album and he's done a song called Father, and I think it's amazing. I want you to sit with me and tell me what you think.
Yo, that is awesome how you do it.
And I'm bugging out because I'm like, okay, you're like the end-all, be-all up here. And at that time, Def Jam was like a nightclub, nigga. Like, you could look down the hallway.
Hitmaker said that the other day.
Nigga, Nori would be rolling up here.
Same exact thing.
Method Man and Redman would be performing all in together now. Like,
That's
just in the
been saying that
hall.
for years, too. Yeah.
I told everybody Def Jam, that Def Jam
Right.
time was
Like,
special.
nigga, all they needed was a fucking disco ball to drop out the sky at Def Jam.
Right.
It was the most amazing label ever, bro.
Ever at that time. It was unbelievable.
Ever.
You walk through Murder
You
Inc.,
walk-
you walk into Rockefeller. You walk into fucking,
yeah.
you walk into Bloodline.
And
you
that
go
wasn't
downstairs,
even the
you had
fun
Chris
part.
Lighty downstairs
Chris,
with Foxy
Violator,
Brown.
all of them.
And Violator, like, you walk in the building, you just seeing everybody.
Nigga, I was just so amazed at how they conducted themselves.
That was
I
black
like,
people heaven.
Like, nigga, this was like the tunnel.
Nigga heaven at the time.
He ain't
Smoke
lying.
weed, I told you we
All
could
of
smoke
that,
weed.
all of that, and what?
The security would come, they would be like, yo, leave them alone. They making money, security radio down. They'd be like, yo, we're leaving. We had sex
Or they
in
give
there.
you a room.
Yo,
all
we
of
closed
that.
the door, we was
All
fucking
of
in
that.
there. Working girls was coming in there.
You know what was the best part? Because you know, there's not Instagram, so they would have a book of whores you could order. Anything, you have photos.
See,
Another studio
They had,
yeah.
they had back page.
Yeah,
They had chicks that you could buy.
And me, I was just,
Any type
look,
of bitch you want.
see,
Blonde hair.
I didn't even know that.
No, but see,
Nigga,
but
I
see,
didn't even
he's
know
talking
that.
about.
How did Heineken get to the book?
Yo,
Yo,
No, he's talking
get to
about
the
a
book.
time.
It was another studio.
That
I
was
wanna-
a time.
at
Yeah.
Def
That
Jam.
wasn't
So
time.
what was it
At
like?
3 in the
Okay,
morning.
so moving forward, Murder Inc. starts to pop. What's going on between you guys?
The tension is building. It's building, and I can see that TVT, now I'm older, and now I think I'm getting ready to go into starting the second album, and I'm like, TVT doesn't have it together. Like, they don't, and it was worse for me because you gotta understand, I was their first rap artist on their first rap label.
Right.
So it was a lot of pressure on my shoulders. Like, it was okay if acts 4, 5, and 6 didn't pan out. I can't not pan out. And it's not just about me selling X amount of units. I have to do well so that this label grows.
Right.
And I think they think that I wasn't aware of that. But these are the things that when I would go home and I'm by myself, along with dealing with the friction of the people that I'm around, along with dealing with
Personal trauma.
my personal trauma, which I wasn't even recognizing.
Still not processing.
Along with dealing with, now shit is completely different. Now, like my mom's, so Michael, you think you could help me with this? Of course, Mom. Or everyone around, anyone who knows me will readily tell you, money never made me happy. Me being able to make the people around me happy made me happy.
Right.
So I would take the entire wastelands, I mean literally, nigga, I would come to the tunnel with like 50, 60 people. And I would pay for everyone. And I would buy liquor for everyone. If you didn't have, nigga, me and Inf and George could be, and Flush could be here right on 125th. And I think there was a place called the Mart or some shit like that that was like a
125 Mart.
Well, yeah, from the Apollo, and they had like Helly Hansen.
It's
and all
closed
that
now,
shit.
yeah.
Nigga, if you was with me and you wasn't good, yo, you need a Helly Hansen too? Okay, cool, put it on the counter. That's what made me happy. That was my joy. My joy was, if I could make everything around me happy, then I'm good.
Then you good.
Well, and I would never want no one around me. Like, I'm not gonna be around niggas and I'm dripping and niggas is starving.
Right.
It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.